Hi there. Welcome back to Torment Tides of Numenera, my friends. We're standing before the realm of the Memovira. And we've never talked to the thugs that are guarding that entrance, even though we should one day speak to the Memovira. So let's try to find out what's going on here. Coruscating rings of blazing energy hover vertically just inches from the fortress wall, offering no clue as to their true function. It's a strange thing here, and the metal gates are firmly shut. They are blemished with age, but still strong. And what is there? There's a griffin or something in here, and there that looks like some kind of figure with a branch, or it could be just Titia, the goddess of justice. And this looks like, wow, some Egyptians with strange spears? Well, let's talk to that guy. That's a woman, apparently. This woman's face is lined with worry. Through her thick build suggests that she could snap a spear in two without much effort. She continuously glances toward the tunnel leading out of the courtyard, as though she hopes to see somebody. She runs a hand through her short graying hair and mutters, "Gods." Ken thought, that's two missing. Where the hell are they? Tunnels. Is that a tunnel here? Finally, she takes notice of you. The wrinkles on her face harden immediately. What are you looking at? She juts a thumb toward the massive gate behind her. Nobody gets in the fortress without permission. I can already tell you don't have it, so keep walking. Maybe we can help you and gain entrance that way. You look worried about something. What's wrong? She gives you a wry grin. It's that obvious? You'd be worried too if you had a patrol go missing and you were stuck on guard duty. I should be glad that my little Nilyesh patrol got back safe, but I can't be, not while I still have men missing out there. Listen, if you happen to see my missing soldiers, I'd appreciate whatever news you can give me. They'll be outfitted like me. Indicates her studded leather armor. I'd go looking for them myself, but she gives a kind of surrendered shrug, leaving her thought unfinished. Well, I found one of your patrols in Little Nilyesh. They were about to be killed by some angry mutants. That was you? They told me what happened. You have my thanks and theirs. Here, the men agreed to you deserved something. And, where should I start looking for your missing patrols? Both of the patrols were tasked with collecting duties from the gangs. They're probably somewhere in the vast interior or one of the slums, but I haven't heard from them in some time. Given the nature of the bloom, they could literally be anywhere. All right, let's avoid that topic for now about them letting inside. We'll discuss that once we've done something for her. What can you tell me about the Memovira, though? She's someone you don't want to cross. Like me, or Dracogan, apparently. And what can you tell me about yourself? Alright, I've heard about you from folks in the cliffs. I guess I can't get away from you without answering some questions, can I? Indeed. I've been in the Memovira's service for years, ever since she first came into power. She's not one to mess with, let me tell you. She'll squash anyone in her way just to keep things tidy. Gets a faraway look in her eyes. At least that's how it used to be. Things are different now. The bloom's acting strange, and even some of the gangs are getting out of control. Never crossed the Memovira, but these days it seems there are plenty of others you shouldn't cross either. Scan thoughts. I used to think we kept the bloom safe for most anyway. I should know better. Nobody's safe in here. Said the bloom's acting strangely? You must know. It used to be that the bloom sort of favored us because we worked for the Memovira. She seemed to predict things it would do or knew more that would open, but now it's dangerous for us to go too deep, else the bloom itself might swallow some of us whole. That's if we can find our way in the first place. With the moors closing and shifting like they are, it's a wonder my patrols ever get back to the fortress at all. and about these gangs. Too many to tell, but I can list a few you're likely to find nearby. There's the Murdens, down where the old slave block used to be. We've tried to run them out a few times, but there always seem to be more. Can't figure out why the bloom doesn't bother them. There's the mutants in Little Nillish. Let me point out that they named the place. Like they're trying to make a new Nillish right here, with them as the rulers. They didn't use to give us trouble, but they've gotten bolder since the bloom started acting up. I'm not sure which is worse at this point. Afraid of the others. And you couldn't have been that just. Then there's Artaglio and his bunch. They stay mostly in the slump. They're not so much a gang as they are a bunch of freeloaders, but they cause enough trouble with the other gangs that they are worth mentioning. All right, all right. Well, farewell. We'll look for the patrols and then come back and discuss the terms of our entrance, hopefully.
I'm going.
Oh, what's this? Can interact now? Oh yeah, we've done that already, I remember now. There's that pool, there's waits for prey. Skady. Dracogan. We still need to find the ascension for Dracogan. So I guess let's do that. Let's look further. Now that we have a free place to rest, this should be pretty good. But we have to be careful, because once you rest, time continues to pass. And that does not mean something good in this game. Given that, you should never rest. Never ever rest.
All right.
There's a walks without fear again. Leave the area that way. I think we've never done that before. Or here, or wherever. I mean, this could lead to this place and then to the trading post. So let's go through that. Looks like a strange eye here. These bones, they are not a good thing. Whoa, what's going on here? This wheeled vehicle looks like it was abandoned here during some kind of military assault. What can we find here? Concentrated spray flesh and shins. Oh, that's nice. Oh, there's some Rodents. These bird people, right? Yeah.
Right.
Let's see if we can talk to them. Two hunched avian humanoids stare at you, their bright and hate-filled eyes shining above dirty yellow beaks. You recognize them at once, Murdens. They emit a kind of psychic fuzz, a mental blanket that makes it difficult for you to concentrate. One puffs up its greasy black feathers to make itself look larger, while the other scrapes close to the ground. Their arms wave and gesture, and their intent is clear. Go no further. Could try to intimidate them. Would that work? It could work. Rin. Yeah, Rin's not good at intimidating, but we are. Is that speed? No, that's might. We could pay them. Let's rather be peaceful. I'll pay you to stand aside. The Murdens clack their beaks and hold out their clawed hands, eyes glinting in the dim light. We'll give them 65 shins. The mental static grows louder and more insistent, a pitch of rising excitement as the Murdens count their newfound wealth, snapping and biting at each other as they fight over who will get more. Finally, one draws blood, the other yields. They both retreat to their nests. Now that's the relatively peaceful solution. Let's see what more we can find here. Makeshift bed consists of rags, dirty feathers, and assorted junk. This as well. Let's try to talk to them. Murden draws back from you, hissing, and it looks nervously to its comrade on the other side of the room. It's amidst a burst of mental static that feels like trepidation. You don't want to talk to me, do you? Again, the creature glances at the other Murden, hisses at you, and waves its arms to shoo you away. Maybe that's the one to talk to. The Murden puffs itself up, its greasy black down expanding as its beady eyes size you up. You know that this creature is slightly larger than its comrade. It croaks a harsh and glottal challenge, and a burst of mistrustful static fuzzes your thoughts. Where's your leader? Murden ducks its head, bobbing from side to side to keep you in view, and it points its wicked blade toward the adjoining room. Where can I find your leader again? Again the Murden points its blade toward the adjoining room. Okay.
On it.
We'll look here first. Well,
You bet.
there is someone in here. Is that a Murden? No. It's Sakura the Faceless. What's that? A cleverly made bed lies at the back of the cell, cobbled together from scraps of wood and rope. We'll talk to her first. Or him. This creature stirs and mutters at your approach. Though the form is recognizably humanoid, her head is horribly disfigured. Something has wiped her face clean of features, leaving an expanse of mottled and bulbous flesh, save only a horrifically enlarged mouth and two small holes where her ears should be. She hears your approach and clutches a small jar close to her chest. What would you have with Sakura? Though my looks have been stolen, scribbled away by a million thoughtless particles, I can hear you breathing. I can taste what others can only smell. Your fear, your exertion. She smacks her oversized lips. Tell me, if you had lost your sight, what price would you pay for its return? Scan thoughts, a new taste, a strange one. Will this one help me? Only one way to know. What price would we pay? My eyes would regrow eventually. Yeah, that's true. Sight. Should we be clever or should we be empathic? I think with her. Let's try the empathy. Let's be empathic. We have been empathic in the past. I would give anything. Sight is important to me, as it must be to you.
Making a note.
We are in agreement then. She nods at the jar in her hands. This contains a piece of the iron wind, the nanostorm that blows across the world and reshapes all in its path. It is my most prized possession, the culmination of my labors, and it was not worth that which was taken in its taking. I would trade it in a moment if I could only see again. She smacks her horrid mouth at you. I can taste the strangeness of you. You are different from the others here. I beg your aid. The iron storm ate your face, or what happened to you? I was a nano once. Oh, like a researcher on the cutting edge of science of nano spirits. In particular, I sought to harness the power of the iron wind. But the shields are my shields. They gave way around me, and the iron wind swirled in and found me. He smiles sadly, her immense mouth drooling. She pats the jar. I captured some of the iron wind here, but it still remade me. I was cast out, an abomination, and now I skulk and beg for my living. At least the Murdens fear me. Cutting edge? Why hadn't I heard of you? She smacks her lips at Callistine and recalls slightly. The echoes of space and time wrap around your flavor. You must be Callistine. The last word is a sneer. Be assured I have heard of you. You hadn't heard of me because your interests were unsavory. Mine were beneficial, intended to solve the plague of the Iron Wind. Had I sought personal gain in my research, no doubt our paths would have crossed. Oh, very, very interesting. We'll examine the jar. Made from an opaque, battered metal, it looks like a repurposed cylinder intended to hold some sort of high-energy matter. Control panels emit small readouts into the air above its surface. The jar thrums with energy, almost alive, and Sakura's lips slobber into a toothy smile. My pride and my punishment, all in one, she says. Then she hides it behind her back, and if you want it, you'll help me regain my sight. Not you'll never know its wonders. And thought perhaps she is interested. This is good. What do you want me to do for you? Do you not listen? I am blind and I would see. I don't care how it's done. Restore my sight. And I will give you my jar of wind. Farewell. Restore her sight. How can that be done? Maybe let's ask Calistique. She waits expectantly. Oh.
On it.
Doesn't seem like she has something to say about that. And what's this? There's another door. Strange obelisks. Manacles hang from the ancient stone plinth, but they are rusted and useless. No one has been chained here in a long time. And this? Can we find here? Essence of a single sigh. The malachite-tinted bauble filled with ashen vapor pulsates at the touch. When peered at long enough, it invokes an intense feeling of solitude. The examiner never knows whether to embrace it or shun it. Let's take it all. Beneath the gate, a vertical shaft descends into darkness. Faint whispers echo from somewhere far below.
Ready.
What's here? Crumbling masonry serves as a testament to a past effort to reinforce the walls, but the bloom seems to have other ideas. And this place. This old metal door looks fairly solid. It has a single mechanical lock. I'll try to pick the lock. See who can do this. Rin is okay. Rin needs 2. Tibia needs 3 for the same, and Calistique not so much. Yeah, let's do it, Rin. You can do it, I think. The lock is challenging, but not overly difficult to open. Just as you push the final tumbler into place, you accidentally depress a bladder of air that in turn activates a tiny nozzle. Acid sprays all over you. The pain is excruciating. At least the door is open. 2 damage. Well, that's not bad.
You bet. I'll remember that.
Well, 2 men share this cell. Both of them wear the armor of the Memovira soldiers, so we found the patrol. A 3rd soldier lies on the ground nearby, lifeless. One of the survivors is badly hurt, bleeding and clutching his side. The other, a younger man, appears uninjured. His hands are bound with rusty manacles, and he looks blearily up at you, with eyes that suggest that he's waiting for the butcher's blade. When he realizes that you're not a murderer, his face lights with frantic hope. Oh, thank the gods you've come. If you can free us, you can name your reward with Bruska, or with a Memovira herself. How did you get here? We've been on this route for a long time, a very long time. We've never had any trouble with the Murdans before. They've always paid their tribute, so we had no reason to think they'd just try to slaughter us. We fought back and we survived the fight, but he gestures to his companion. I don't know how much longer he will survive. We need your help to escape. Scan thought, Sebek's got a family back in Segas. I've got to get him out of here. How have we been treated? They give us some bowls of slop now and then, but I don't dare eat it. If I used it as a chamber pot, you'd never know the difference. Otherwise, they ignore Sabak and me. I mean, if you don't count the time when they came in here and ate pieces of peel. They're keeping us fresh, is what I think, instead of letting us rot. Our turn will come, I'm sure of it. Ken thoughts. I heard screaming down the hall. What are they keeping us fresh for? Yeah, well, you're leaving us here to die. Yeah, first we must negotiate, you know. We must negotiate with the Merlin Chief. And we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other then. Have a great time until then and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, my friends.